What happens when a young girl in the middle of a patriarchal New York decides to break a world record? A record that no woman has ever thought of breaking before. This story comes from a reality. When the young girl Trudy Adderley decides to swim the English Channel, she is supported only by her sister Meg and her mother. But who will save her when there is no way out in the darkness of the night?
Lights, camera, action.
Recap camp.
Trudy contracts measles at a young age, and there is no treatment for it. One night, when Trudy's fever has risen very high, the doctor tells them that there is no hope for Trudy's survival. When Meg asks him how much time she has left, he replies that it's only tonight, and when he comes out of her room again, it means Trudy is dead. Their mother, father, Meg, and her little brother are waiting for their sister to die. In the meantime, their mother tells her husband that after this event, she wants to send Meg to swimming lessons. Henry, not understanding Gertrude's intention, opposes her. But Gertrude explains that she doesn't want her daughters to meet the fate of women who are on the deck of a ship. They hear the door to Trudy's room open, and it seems to be the doctor coming down the stairs. However, it's Trudy, and Meg is first one to be happy to see her. And this is how Trudy is saved from death. But afterward, due to the measles, her father does not allow her to swim like Meg. So she decides to annoy her father with a guitar at home.
Every morning, every evening, every morning, every evening, till we have cup of honey and we have fun.
Until Henry finally agrees. A few years pass, and Trudy and Meg both become good swimmers, or at least they think so. Their mother has decided to get them on a women's swimming team, but their father mocks them and says that such a thing doesn't even exist. But well, it does in fact exist. A women's swimming team is training in an old boathouse, and their coach's name is Eppie. Eppie tests both of them, but only accepts Meg because she thinks Trudy is too weak. However, Trudy's mother insists, and Eppie agrees to take her on the condition that she helps keep the coal furnace warm, which she accepts. Meg makes good progress, but Trudy falls far behind the other girls, and no matter what she does, she can't catch up to them. However, Eppie sets a new rule. From now on, whoever finishes last in their daily races will be responsible for the furnace. Finally, after a few days, Trudy manages to get ahead. Then comes the swimming competition against the Australian team. At the start, Trudy slips and falls behind the others. But in the next 3 laps, she manages to catch up to the leader. Her mother, her coach, and even the competition officials were shocked by Trudy until she finally overtook the Australian swimmer in the last lap and won. After that, Trudy broke swimming records one after another, and her sister was always by her side. One day, the Olympic officials came to them and invited Trudy to the Olympic Games, but Meg wasn't good enough to be on the team. A man became the coach of the women's swimming team for the Olympics. He was old and grumpy, and apparently didn't like the women's swimming team very much. He wouldn't let them practice on the deck of the ship with the other men, which caused Trudy to fail in the Olympics and return home with great regret. One day, while she was by the beach, Trudy sees a male swimmer and realizes he is someone who has previously crossed the English Channel and holds a world record. Though even if you have a world record, the police can still arrest you for being naked by the beach. After that, Trudy starts thinking about crossing the channel herself. It's 34 kilometers long, and fewer than 10 men have succeeded in crossing it so far. But her sister fully supports her decision. The next day, Trudy and her coach go to see the Olympic official to ask for funding for this endeavor. But he mocks them and says they don't have the ability to accomplish such a feat. He claims that if she can swim from New York to New Jersey in 3 hours, he will cover all their expenses. Thinking there's no way Trudy can succeed, when he finishes his dinner at the restaurant and goes to get in his car, he is completely shocked to find that Trudy has arrived there before 3 hours are up. Trudy travels to France, and they send along that old foolish man to help her. He gives Trudy very tough training and doesn't let her eat enough food. Just one day before Trudy's scheduled swim, a swimmer who intended to cross the channel is found in the water. His body has gone into shock and has frozen, but he is still alive. This incident has no effect on Trudy's motivation. One day has passed, and it's Trudy's turn. Journalists from all over the world have come to capture this moment when a woman is attempting to do this for the first time. Everyone across America is sitting and listening to the radio. The reporters are sending updates every second. From the very beginning, Trudy doesn't listen to her coach and decides to swim her own way. After a few minutes, her coach tries to get her some fruit, but he can't because he is not allowed to touch Trudy for even a second. This time, he gives her tea because it's easier to pass to her. Trudy drinks the tea and continues on her path. After a few minutes, it seems she's not feeling well. She gets dizzy and can't find her way. Her coach realizes that Trudy can no longer continue, and the journalists witness this moment. They pull Trudy out of the water, and everyone sees her failure. The next day, her father and sister visit her in the hospital. Before they leave, the man who has successfully accomplished this feat once appears. He talks to Trudy and asks her to recount all the events in detail. Trudy realizes that this incident happened right after she drank the tea. He tells them that this shouldn't have happened and that the f***ass man must have put something in the tea. Trudy decided to give it another shot before going home. Her sister sews her a new outfit, and they find a new route for her. This time, the distance is much greater, but the danger is less. Trudy plunges back into the sea. Suddenly, American radio cuts its program and starts broadcasting breaking news from France. The whole family rushes to the American radio station to listen to the news as quickly as possible. Trudy is making great progress, and her sister is accompanying her with music. After a few miles, they come across a large swarm of jellyfish. Trudy passes through them at high speed. They sting her repeatedly, but she manages to get through. She ends up with many wounds on her body, but this shouldn't be a problem for Trudy. As the waves grow stronger, they hold Trudy in place, and she can't move forward. Maggie, knowing that her sister hates to lose, jumps into the water and races against her. They move forward at great speed, and everything seems to be in Trudy's favor. After a few minutes, Maggie, feeling completely frozen, comes out of the water. At dusk, they reach the most dangerous part of the route, where several people have drowned before. It's called shallow waters. Their lightship can no longer go further because it hits the rocks. Her father, not wanting to leave his daughter alone, is extremely scared and anxious. He doesn't want to lose his daughter like before. But Trudy doesn't want to give up after everything that's happened. She tells her father that they will see each other in England and that nothing will happen to her. He reluctantly agrees. Now, Trudy enters the hardest part of this journey alone. When night falls, the waves become taller than ever, holding her in place and disorienting her. Trudy looks around and realizes she is lost. She can't find her way. There are no boats or lightships to guide her, and she can't even see the England's coast. The radio announces that Trudy is missing, and her mother, confused and terrified, waits for news of Trudy's survival. They are waiting on the England's shore for Trudy to be found. People all over town gather to help Trudy find her way by lighting huge bonfires. Just when Trudy thinks it's all over and there's no hope of rescue, she sees the lights of the fire. She starts again and only has a few kilometers left. She pushes herself and increases her speed until finally she succeeds and everyone cheers her on. Everyone is really happy for Trudy. The news gets on the radio and her mother finally breathes a sigh of relief. Trudy finally manages to set this record for herself and becomes the fastest swimmer to do so. And you can guess who is the most upset about this. When they return to America, they organize a huge parade in her honor. It was the biggest parade for an athlete up to that time. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, you know what to do.